Welcome to the Silent Trading channel on Sunday the 10th of May. Today we'll be going through the gold chart to check and see if there are any suitable position to be entering on tomorrow's first candle open, or is there any spot that are worth entering if the chart is showing us certain price action, right? But before we start, please subscribe, like, comment and share if you like this video, and to also support me in my trading journal, right? So today I'm going to be first starting on a 4 hours chart or the 4-hour time frame. Because why? Because 4-hour time frame is the main time frame that I'm using to trade, right? Other time frame I'm only using other time frame, no matter on the lower time frame or the higher time frame, to check and see the true bias of the chart. The higher time frame is to be checked to see the main trend, and the lower time frame to check and see if the noise is telling us otherwise or not, right? Because some of you traders may think that on the lower time frame there are too much noise and should be ignored, right? But no, the lower time frame is always telling us something with its movement, with its price action, right? Because if the lower time frame is going against a higher time frame, it may be telling us something. Or if the lower time frame is going along with the higher time frame, it may also be telling us something. So never ignore every single detail the chart is telling you, be it on the lower time frame, the middle time frame, and the higher time frame, right? Because right now we are using the 4 hour or the H4 to trade. So when we use a H4 to trade, we'll be first going on the upper or the higher time frame, like let's say in the daily time frame. And we see on the daily time frame there is still no clear bearish price action that is being produced, only a bullish price action that was complete beforehand, right? This bullish price action was complete before, right? And there are still no bearish price action that is being formed. So on the daily time frame, the trend is bullish, correct? And what about on the weekly time frame? The weekly time frame, the trend for me is also bullish. Because why? Because the week's chart has shown a bullish price action being formed and complete over here, right? A price action being formed and complete by pushing up and attacking resistance, and also being able to close above resistance. So this weekly candle is telling us that it has formed a complete bullish price action, right? And once it is complete, it becomes a valid bullish price action or a valid bullish PA, right? So right now we believe that the chart is going onto the bullish trend, but there are buts also. But the main thing is, if the chart is going to dump first on the first candle open on the weekly side, and then dump to form a bottom wick, or what you guys call a manipulation, before pulling back and then start expanding above or not, you're going to be looking forward to that, right? So if the weekly time frame or the weekly candle tomorrow first open and then push down to form a wick, right, before it start pulling back, we can say that this is a manipulation, and this is also a clearance of buy side liquidity or a clearance of buy side volume, right? A dump to take out buy side volume while not accumulating more buy side volume at this support over here. All right, so on the weekly side we see a bullish trend, but it may dump first to take out buy side volume, right? So on the daily time frame, we also see a possible dump on the daily time frame, a dump to accumulate buy side volume at this support that is near the current price. It may push down to accumulate buy side volume here, and then dump all the way down to this triangle border over here, before it start pushing back up, before it start pulling back, or before it start forming a bullish price action over here to form a new foundation, right? A new foundation is a base price. A new foundation is what you guys call a base rally, right? So let's say this is a rally, correct? This is a base, right? This is a base, and this is another rally, correct? And this is also a base, rally, base, rally, and this is another rally. So this is rally based rally, right? So when you see a rally based rally, sometimes the chart going up must form a consolidation first before going up further, right? And sometimes a consolidation isn't enough to take out volume or isn't enough to accumulate volume. So the chart may a few times not just go into consolidation or sideways, but you'll do something like this, right? Rally base, right? Accumulation first, accumulation, right? And forming a triangle. And then if all of this is not enough to pressure volume or position holders into closing a position, sometimes the chart may dump first, right? To take out buy side volume before forming a new bullish price action, right? And then clearing once more and then pushing up, attacking resistance, clearing once more and then pushing up, attacking resistance, right? So when this is complete, we see this as a what? Let's say this is let's say this is a bullish price action, right? This is a bullish price action, a PA buy or a bullish price action, right? A PA buy, right? So this is also a PA buy, right? But this PA buy is not just a PA buy, right? This is a rate. This is a PA buy from reversal, which is the main price, which is the main support, right? The main support is always the first PA buy or the first reversal after a dump, after a bearish trend, right? This is the main support. And after pushing up, going to a sideways, going to consolidation, and then dumping to take out buy side volume once more, and then forming another reversal. This is also a new PA buy, but in my terms, I call this a foundation, right? A higher foundation is being formed when the price push up and then dump once more to form a new foundation. All of this is what I call a foundation. Okay. Why is it not just any support and resistance? Because any reversal that is being created, that is being formed, right, just before an expansion is a foundation or a base price that is quite a strong support. So when it is a strong support, it is not just any support. So in my terms, I call it a foundation, and a foundation is a really strong support. At least, even though it is not strong, it is not stronger than the main support, right? The main support is a reversal. It is still strong enough to hold its own. If the price suddenly start dumping, right, a full-blown dump below, sometimes also needs to depend on this foundation to hold off dumping. It may dump all the way down just enough to not attack the foundation, because the foundation is where most buy limits are placed. And why is it the place where most buy limits are placed? Because it is what you guys call a demand, right? A demand and supply. Because those of you trading demand and supply know that this is a place where there are the most demand on the chart, right? So the most demand on the chart is where most buy limits are being placed. If the chart push down and attack this support or this foundation, which means most of the retail traders' buy limits are being triggered. And if buy limits from most traders are being triggered, what the chart is going to do, it is going to dump down once more, and it is going to dump a lot further down, right? So the base price or the foundation is where I believe you'll hold on all of the chart, all of the price dumping, because if it doesn't hold and the price dumps down to attack the support, the foundation, which means the dump will be even a lot further. Okay, so all we need to do is we wait for the chart to what? By next week, we wait for the chart to dump for not attacking support, right? So right now, this is the main support, right? Right. This is a key level support. This is a key level support. A lot of places is a key level support, but I'll call the reversal a main support. The main support is the stronger support that it should be, and should not be broken. So this is the main support, and right down there are no foundation, which means the chart has a chance of dumping down, right? And then dumping down and forming a new bullish price action, which would be a foundation for the next price zone. So this is a spot where I believe there are bullish price action waiting to be formed. So right now, I will be placing my buy limits at which spot? I'll be placing my buy limits over here. Over here. Wait. I'll be placing my buy limits. I'll use a horizontal ray. I'll be placing my buy limits over here right now. Why is it so? Because the chart has a chance of dumping to the next what? Next triangle, which means this is my buy limit. And if we manage to push down beyond this second triangle and push down all the way down, my next buy limit will be over here, this week over here, right? But this is only on the daily chart. If you want to have a better position weighting, you need to go down to the 4-hour chart to check and see if there are any more suitable spots to entering a trade, right? So my first buy limits will be over at the next triangle, right? So is this a good buy limit, right? This is a suitable buy limit, but I will move it a little bit more below to around here, so around at this red candle wick. Because why? Because most of the time price are likely to dump beyond wick, so I will place my buy limits at the next wick that is being visible. So the price has a chance of dumping, right? Dumping past this support, right? Push down to form a new low, which means a new low would be at around this triangle over here, right? Which means it has a chance of pushing down all the way to form a wick before pulling back up and then forming another bullish price action, correct? But what if it pushed down all the way more? It pushed down more and it went out all the way to the next triangle. I will also be waiting at the next triangle with my buy limits over here, and the buy limits that I've placed beforehand shouldn't be here. Because why? Because there are weekly support waiting, which means if price attack this weekly support, my order will be not a good one because the price will down further. So my buy limits would be at around where? At around either here or here, correct? So this is both of my buy limits that are being placed in. For instance, if the chart is really going to dump, I have my buy limits at about 4646.99 and 4619.62. This is two of my buy limits waiting. And if the chart managed to push down, attack this buy limit, form a bullish price action, push up, attack resistance, form a bullish price action, right? My position will be safe and I'll be waiting to take my profit at around the top most of this triangle over here. Okay, so this is where I'm placing my buy limits. So where you're placing will also depends on how you're reading the chart. If you're analyzing it in detail, you'll know where to place the best buy limits. But for me, I'm placing my buy limits at this two spot over here, and I hope you'll get a good buy limit that comes from your own effort. Okay, so for today, that's all I'm going to be here for, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And I see you guys tomorrow. See ya.